Hey there, dotards, and welcome back to the program. It's the Trent and Zyori podcast, episode number 167. Trent and the Trentettes are back today. We're talking Dota 2 and everything else. Trent, I actually don't know what we're talking about today. I had planned on waking up early to make some notes, but, I had 4 Heinekens last night, and that was unnecessary as hell. So I slept until the buzzer on that one. I did catch that clip this morning, though, of Nigma leaving that Aegis in the Roche pit for some reason.
They recovered the Aegis.
They recovered it, rather.
Yes.
Ace leaving it in the pit. I've already misspoken.
Yes.
What the hell happened there? That was some ESL shenanigans.
Yeah, that sucks. Oh, man, that's a gold mine of a thread, by the way. If you guys want to go check out the thread of that clip. Literally, there's so many people. Oh, what do you think's more likely? The 5 players on the rating didn't notice, or they're being paid to throw ... Every single person that's like throwing out these accusations of like match fixing, they all end in ... Because then I'm gonna throw out a baseless accusation and then put ... so it's okay. It's like, shut up. You guys aren't fucking. You really think these guys are taking fucking money for throws? Like, ugh.
Well, Reddit has realized that the key to manipulation, Trent, is to plant the seeds and have the other party come to the conclusion that you desire on their own accord. You see, they're just really bad at executing the strategy. They figured out like what they need to do, but they don't know how to do it. So the ... is the, easiest representation of that. Like, I don't know. Do you? I don't know. Do you? ...
They're all in on the because Yellow Submarine posted logs from Discord where they were asked to throw by a betting company. Then there were other ones in there too from someone else. Someone else posted their logs in there too. But yeah, they
did they
had
name
a real
the company?
Offer to throw versus Navi. Well, they were approached by a Humao caster. Actually, you can see the logs. It's all there on Reddit, and he says he's an intermediary for this other company. Sorry, I mean they call it a company, but that's probably a mistranslation of just a betting group. Let's be real. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah, you got to take all that stuff with a grain of salt with the translations. But holy shit, that's crazy. That's like, I've talked to some folks that are professional bettors in the Dota space, and it does seem like that there is a higher incidence now of matches being canceled. In terms of like the odds, at the game ends, and instead of paying out whoever won, they just close it and say, yeah, this game was sketch. We're closing these odds because of suspicious betting activity. And it's this weird thing where they can't prove it like 100% where this team is banned or like we're not going to service odds on these teams anymore. But that's been happening. And it is also like a hard thing to quantify because the betting sites will do that just to protect their own asses, right? They don't have to pay out on matches that were like crazy upsets if they cancel it for suspicious activity. So that's like a finite resource. You can't do that too much or your audience starts to get really pissed off. But there is sort of a caked-in incentive for these betting websites that are self-regulating when it comes to match fixing. I'm sure they're not only closing matches that are suspicious, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair point.
So who knows like what the catalyst behind that is, but it is interesting to observe. And like we're seeing it more in like North America and South America in those like tier 2 games. I don't know, man.
You know who recently got hit up actually by betting sponsors was my dear Super Smash Brothers Melee.
Whoa.
I think the company was called like BetUS or something. Yeah, BetUS had a.
Is this new? Like no one's ever offered odds on Smash before?
Well, not the way that they did a show match. They did a 5K show match for the winner, and then they put odds on it and advertised it, and you could bet a maximum of $50.
Okay.
Which was they do not get a lot of betting sponsorships in Smash, but they just didn't want to take a huge loss on the odds.
But in this case, this is like it's like a show match and betting event mixed in one.
Yeah, so they put 5K for the 2 players to win, and then the idea was that like, hey, we're sponsoring it. Here are the odds. Wow, look, odds.
Huh?
Yeah.
Did it work? Did a lot of people bet?
I think so. A lot of people bet on it. Yeah, from what I understood.
Could Americans
bet?
Pretty
well. Yes.
How does that work?
I don't know. Great question.
How did they do that? I want DraftKings to do esports bets. I've been doing a little sports betting, Trent. That's legal now in Colorado. I got DraftKings, buddy. I'm living the good life, just like you up there. Do you bet on hockey?
No, I don't bet on anything.
Why not, dude?
I don't know, because I don't really watch hockey right now, first off. I mean, if I'm watching a Toronto game, maybe, I guess, but they kind of got knocked out early.
Well, fucking pick your poison, bud. Somebody was joking with me this past weekend. It's really weird you like sports now. I'm like, I don't like sports. I just like the prospect of winning money. And it makes watching sports way more fun. I don't give a shit about
It does make
these
it more fun.
UFC fighters, but if I put $3 on this guy to win by knockout, dude, I'm on the edge of my seat. I want that guy to win by knockout really fucking bad. We were betting on football the other day. It's really hard, but it's cool when you bet on stuff like, all right, these teams both have good offenses. I think it's going to be an aggressive game. I'm going to bet on 6.5 plus touchdowns. So that way you're not like cheering for a team to win. You're cheering for like both teams to score. I think there's a lot of ways you can do betting to make it a lot more fun than just I'm ride or die with my team sort of vibes. I've been enjoying it. I'm not very good, Trent. I'm lifetime minus $50 in my sports betting career. So we're off to a slow start.
I'm surprised you're tracking.
Oh, hell yeah, I'm tracking, dude. I'm not just burning money. I could do that in the backyard, dog. That's there's nothing special about that. I'm trying to come up with a system. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to crack the code. There's actually a guy in the Discord that's a professional bookmaker or whatever. He's like a bookie, and he said that his best advice is to bet on 1v1 sports like tennis and UFC because there's a little bit less variance than like football and stuff where there's like injuries and crazy swing plays. And he said basically don't bet. We're better than you are, and there's a reason that I go on vacation every year. I think that was basically
pretty good advice.
Yeah, so
the house always wins.
I don't know, man. I still think I might be one of the only people that watched that Adam Sandler Uncut Gems movie and at the end was like, I'm trying to parlay some fat bets right now. Who else is in? I know, well, spoiler, that movie doesn't end well, but I thought there was some...
Is it a gambling addiction movie or something? I've never seen it.
Oh, yeah. The movie's basically about gambling addiction, yeah. But, dude, he does some crazy parlays with Kevin Garnett. He gives Kevin Garnett a big rock and then thinks Kevin Garnett's going to be lucky because he's feeling good about the...
Wait, Kevin Garnett's in it?
Dude, you got to see Uncut Gems. It's really... I don't want to spoil it, but Kevin Garnett's in it. It does that thing where they take real sports footage and then they edit stuff in so it goes flush with the movie. It's really cool how they kind of integrate it in real life.
Love Kevin Garnett.
He also hired a bunch of local people in the Diamond District in New York that aren't really actors to play certain characters so that it would be more authentic and more realistic. Like there's a lot of scenes where Adam Sandler's the only actor. Like, the people are hired, and they're, like, on set or whatever, but they're just, like, normal dudes playing themselves or whatever. You know, like, setup is...
It's on the list.
I'm going to come in to pawn this diamond, and I want you to just treat me like a customer, and that's how they filmed the scene. Pretty cool shit, man.
I'm adding it as we speak.
And it's on the flicks. Highly recommend.
Yeah, it's now officially added to my list. 2 hours and 15 minutes? Do you think I have time for this? I have 2 children.
Well... I would say it's a movie that uses the length well, if that makes you feel better. You know, like when you watch a 2.5-hour movie and you go, yeah, they could have done that in an hour 40. I would say this movie is not really like that.
Now, however, I just searched this, and now I see that I could also watch The Wrong Missy with David Spade and Rob Reiner. Is that or what's that guy's name? Rob
Schneider.
Rob Schneider. That's the one.
Rob Schneider
is the other guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, that's only an hour and a half. So, what do you have to say now?
Well, that's I haven't seen that one. I do want to see Adam Sandler's latest Netflix. What is it? Hubie Halloween. That movie might be god awful, but you know, I still want to see it. It looks like an adult Little Nicky. He does some stupid voice for the whole fucking movie. Classic Sandler.
Wow, they have a lot of Adam Sandler movies on Netflix. And a lot of them with Jennifer Aniston, apparently. Did they do a lot of movies together?
Well, yeah, I think didn't he sign like a 4 or 5 year deal with Netflix? I think it just expired. The Sandler was exclusive to Flicks, man. That was a big deal.
There's so many Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah, most of them are
searching Adam Sandler.
Most of them are absolutely garbage as well. It's a little bit sad, actually.
How many can I count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my god. Oh, there's Hubie Halloween.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this Hubie Halloween movie. I think we agreed that we're going to do a watch party at the Moonduck house. We're saving it for Halloween, and we're going to be really cliche douchebags and watch it.
Man,
I don't know if we're going to get
20
kids
movies
this year. You guys
you'll
are
definitely have kids. Are you serious? There's gonna be kids at your guys' place for sure.
Well,
we in like a subdivision.
We moved though. Don't forget, you've not seen the house we live in now.
Oh, that's right.
So we do live in a neighborhood, but we're like off in the back in the corner, and I think there's some prime dense housing like not that far away that probably takes most of the traffic. But So how's Dota been treating you, buddy? I see you've been streaming a lot. You've been streaming a lot of other games. You were playing with Kyle and Owen and those guys, and had a couple hundred
dude, that was
viewers.
so fun. Did you see that game?
Not really. I kind of popped it on and was working on other stuff.
Oh, it was good. Yeah, no, I've been so generally I'm doing the classic streamer thing where I know that most of my viewers obviously like Dota and they know me because of Dota. So most days I'll start with Dota. I didn't today, but most days I'll start with Dota because I also want to watch some Dota, catch some replays, do my thing. And after a couple hours, I switch to Hades because that's also the game that I'm binging the shit out of right now, and it's super fun. And so yeah, I do the old like jump down to Hades, lose half the viewers, don't care. I love my chat. I have a great kind of community vibe going. So if you guys want to come hang out at twitch.tv/TrentPacks, it's fun. It's been good.
Yeah, I do that with Path of Exile. You know, stream a couple Dota pubs, get the viewer count up, then stream PoE and lose 2/3 of them immediately. It's like the streamer decapitation, but it's fun.
That's great.
You know, and I felt good yesterday, Trent, because I had discipline. I went 1-3 in my stream games, and I almost queued a 5th, and I canceled the queue and actually said, I'm just queuing because I'm mad that I lost. I don't actually want to play again. And I didn't play,
that's
and
a
then I
big
went
moment.
on with my day. Dude, I felt like my Dota maturity just jumped up like 500 MMR or something from that very real moment, live on stream in front of the audience. I flagged myself and said, no, I'm done. I'm going to go make lunch. I'm a little tilted right now. I'm frustrated. But I've honestly, you don't play solo queue, I guess, but I have weirdly felt a little bit like since that BSJ video, what was that, like a month ago now? Maybe a little bit longer, 6 weeks, the one talking about like negativity and bullying and all that kind of stuff and just why the NA space feels so much worse than Europe. Yeah. I don't know if it's just sample size or dumb luck or whatever, but my games have felt a little less toxic over the last, let's say, month and a half.
Could also be the ban waves that have been going out too.
That is a good point. I wouldn't say the games have been better quality. Like, my teammates aren't necessarily better, but I haven't gotten as many just truly negative, awful, feeding douchebags. You get the people that don't communicate and, like, you know, they don't play well or they don't buy BKB, but that's not what I mean. I'm talking about the guys that come in and go, oh my God, you picked Spectre? You're a fucking idiot. Now we're going to lose. And you're like, all right, it's creeps haven't spawned. Let's chill out. I've been getting fewer of those folks, and I don't know what that is. Again, could just be small sample size.
It's probably just a little bit of everything. I'm sure some of Valve stuff is working out. People are probably back in school too more, like especially quarantine would have been the worst.
We're getting the Dota adults. Is that what you say? We're getting the guys that really care, and now all the normies are back to
they don't care so much as they're just so apathetic about their lives because they're not doing anything but playing Dota in the middle of the day like you, that they just don't have the anger inside of them anymore.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, I remember when I was in university, whenever I played games in the middle of the day, and I could tell it was just other university students like me, they were always so fucking chill. Yeah. Like, the games were just whatever. Everyone was just like, you know, someone fucks up, oh, whatever. That's cool. It's all right.
I've been stuck in this weird dynamic where A/B testing all these different things I can do on stream. Solo queue Zyori by far gets the most viewers, the most chat interaction, and I think is the most interesting content. Like, people tell me,
I would agree.
I don't really care about Dota or play, but I like watching you play because everybody talks to you and you make fun of people and you kind of suck, and watching you fail is really, really fucking entertaining. People like to live vicariously through me getting frustrated, trying like that.
I can confirm that that's my main entertainment watching you. I completely watch for that.
And a side effect of that is very nice people that are very good offer to play with me constantly because they're like, well, I can see you're getting frustrated playing solo, so let's play party. And while that is a better Dota experience for me and more fun, it is a much more inferior product. You know, having just five teammates that are just trying hard in the low legend bracket is not entertainment, you know?
No, there's a reason all the top Twitch streamers are these rage people. You know what I mean? It's that toxicity attracts tons of viewership.
I guess so. Yeah, it's like Gork and Bulldog aren't the best players ever. It's like, and Sing Sing, right? It's like, it's entertainment value. It's doing weird shit or being like toxic.
I'm not even talking about Dota necessarily, because I just think like in the whole Twitch sphere itself, like Twitch isn't necessarily known for its big wholesome people. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, I do see what you mean. Negativity sells. Yeah, that's true.
It just it just garners a lot more attention.
Yeah.
I mean, there's kind of a Twitch like culture to it, I guess, because people love the whole CS lull.
Yeah.
That's kind of Dota viewers in general. I mean, you ever watch Dota chat during a match? 99% of it is negative.
Yeah, it is. That's true. It's mostly like lol, so bad, can't believe he did that. It's all like throw. It's never
1 3-man echo slam. You get the screen of the Pogs, all the Pog champs. They don't type anything. No, there's no words. Like, wow, what an excellent play. It's just the face, and then it goes back to the why everyone sucks.
Yeah. It's so weird that it feels like everybody now is doing the streamer thing. Like that is the value play. Like in the evening, I pop on the Dota like catalog, and it's all the NA people. It's a lot of players. Like Cap's been streaming a lot also. Obviously Slacks is streaming like crazy. Draskell, Purge, Syndrin, like Suns fans still been on the streaming grind like pretty much every day, 5 days a week, something like that. It's awesome, but at the same time, it's kind of weird. Like we're like shifting a little bit and becoming a much more stream heavy type guy. I was watching Mason the other night. It was pretty entertaining. I liked it. He was making fun of poor Lukey. Really,
I did see him tweet that Lukey was the best player ever. So I don't know what happened there.
Well, he calls him Dookie. You see?
Oh, nice.
Quite the creative flame.
I heard that's Slacks' next target, actually, is Mason. He's coming for
really?
the Mason sub count. Yeah.
You know, I saw that he updated the logo, but I didn't recognize what the icon was. That's a Mason target. Okay.
That's funny because he was actually saying that was the most recognizable face of Mason after having a much clearer image of Mason before he switched to that one.
That's weird because I've met Mason several times in person, and I did not recognize from that picture who it was. Well, that should tell you something. But no, that's cool. It's a good target. Slacks is a genius with that shit, by the way. The like, I'm coming for you. What was the catalyst in which that he had to purchase his own? I saw him buy 100 subs on his own channel, 2 weeks ago. Did you miss that? There was some.
Oh, what was that?
I remember him saying,
"I was watching the
am a
stream
man
too.
of my word."
I think he said they won that game or something, and then they actually managed to win.
It was some sort of like prop bet kind of thing.
Yeah, it was like a Viper or something. Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh, or Dirt Mall, was that it?
Yeah, no, it was just a pub game. It was just some random Viper. And he said, if this Viper is actually good at carries, and he actually got carried by the Viper. That's exactly what it was. Rob's right. I don't think it was Dirt Mall, was it?
It could have happened more than once.
Oh, maybe it happened multiple times.
I'm not going to lie.
I saw the one that was pub related because I saw Slacks being like, "Oh, why did I say this? Oh,
I remember
so
watching him
money.
like typing it in with his credit card and making that face like, man, this is $500. This is. I could. What else could I buy? I could buy another.
It's only
Switch.
250. You get half of that. Well, more than half of that back.
Well, that's true.
You're a good stream deal. Man.
You're really just donating money to Twitch at that point. It's very generous of you.
You know, I can go on a little sidebar on this. So there's this new trend that I think it's kind of died off a little bit, but I especially saw it in the past 6 months, kind of like at the start of quarantine. So quarantine starts, more streamers come out, right? And people really start trying to get into this partnership program. And I saw it a lot in the Smash community. So what's happening is you have all these Smash pros that can no longer travel to tournaments. So now they're forced to play online, especially the Ultimate crew. And none of them ever streamed before, so they don't have partnership status, so they have to work to get affiliate and all this stuff. And a lot of them start doing this thing where they're going to buy subs every day just so they can get their emote slots as well as encourage viewership.
Dude.
Because when you have subs, that's also how you get into the higher program stuff. It was making me think of some Scientology level shit where they're literally paying money into Twitch to try and raise their status. But then I start seeing these people who the Smash pros are going to be successful because they're all good at Smash. They'll get enough of a viewer base to make it worth it, right? But then I started seeing these poor amateur people that do the same thing. They're gifting 5 subs at the end of the night, and they're just noob streamers that are never gonna get anywhere, and they're gifting subs to unlock their emote slots because they think it's gonna get them partner, and they're just what an interesting product those people are to Twitch, the wannabe streamer.
Yeah, dude, they remind me of kind of the college dropouts. There are a lot of universities that bank on the 20% of freshmen that come from out of state and pay full price premium dollars to use 5% of the amenities.
Yeah.
That's like part of their business model. And that's sort of like what you're describing to some degree. And it is weird because I could see a world where that sort of works. You know, like if you have, you know, there still needs to be some organic thing to it. But at the same time, I can understand jumpstarting and at least having something to advertise. Like, look, I have only 2 emoticons, but they're super fucking cool. Check these out. Like, when you have nothing to offer, it feels really bad. And it feels like, I don't know. I mean, is that really that different from, like, I want to get into speaking? That event I did at the University of British Columbia, I was net negative financially on that event. You know, they paid me some. They gave me a travel stipend. I could not find a flight for the cost of the travel stipend. But it's one of those, well, if I want to start building my resume of speaking events, it's got to start somewhere. So is it crazy for me to lose $100 on doing an event? I don't know. I think that can be considered a reasonable investment. So I do get it to some degree, but it's certainly a trap for some people where you know that that's not going to translate to, you know, I don't know how you get discovered now on Twitch. I was just talking to somebody about this yesterday. Like if you and I were to just meet now, no brand, no following, no other social media, and go, hey, let's start a Dota podcast, Twitch channel with 0 viewers. Literally, how do you get discovery? How do you get anybody to find it?
I mean, you just do all the normal stuff. You try and get something from Team Secret. First thing you do.
Okay.
So it gets retweeted by the Team Secret account, right? And when it doesn't work for Team Secret, you just go lower and lower on the list until you get someone from a team whose team tweets it out.
Yeah, okay. So it's just all about getting that, basic networking, I guess. Getting a shot, poking, and getting somebody to react. It's so fucking hard, though. It's so Bitcoin. The best time to start was yesterday.
Well, not anymore, though, is it?
2 years ago, I guess. Maybe not yesterday.
Why? Let's see, Bitcoin. God, I haven't looked at Bitcoin
ago.
in ages. Oh, wow. It's back up to 12K. Look, you go, Bitcoin.
I think Bitcoin is doing well. I think most of the altcoins are not doing. Let's check the Litecoins. I'm sure it's not good.
Dude, Bitcoin's up to like 12. Damn.
Oh, no. The Litecoins have fallen further.
Remember Bitcoin hit 20K? That was nuts.
I do remember that. I wish I had sold more of them.
Yeah, probably.
So my Bitcoin is up 33% lifetime, and my Litecoin is down 62% lifetime, and my Ethereum is down 61% lifetime. So overall, my crypto portfolio is down about 33% lifetime. So a quick update on the status of Zyori Crypto for you.
Crypto. Jeez, crypto has not been in the main news discussion a lot. I guess once the pandemic comes around, no one really talks about it anymore.
Yeah, it's just, I think that nobody can figure out how to make it approachable for normal folk. It's too complicated and not user-friendly, and no one has figured out how to fix that.
I can't believe it's up more than 2x since the pandemic hit, though.
Yeah. It got pretty low, man. It went down, and she's a roller coaster all over the place, doing backflips.
Well, only one way to go from here. Straight down.
So, straight up, when people ask you, should I start streaming on Twitch? Is your answer just like, no, you're not going to make it? Is the only way to make it if you have something to offer outside of the platform? You know, like the person I was talking to yesterday, one of the things that I mentioned was it's different for me to try to build up my stream because I've already laid the foundation. I've spent half a decade casting really big events where people have seen my face, heard my voice, and it's a matter of just like letting that audience know that I'm streaming. It's not selling them on who I am where they don't know. It's more just like, hey, remember me? Oh, yeah, okay, I'll come check it out. That's a way different proposition from, wait, I've literally never heard of you and you have no credentials.
If you were a complete no-name, it would be exhausting because you got to stand out. And I don't even know what standing out is anymore because anytime that I see a new streamer, it's every time they're just yelling the whole time and they're super excited, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this. I like that idea. Go become a member of Congress first. That sounds easier, honestly.
I've seen a lot of Twitter accounts that look like very young people running for like House of Representatives, where there's 550 of them or some shit.
Yeah.
So,
because there's only like 2 candidates in their district, or whatever.
Yeah, and you don't know most of them. You know, like I couldn't name very many people in the House of Representatives. Period, straight up, if any. So, yeah. Maybe you could, man. You ever thought about running for local government? Lyrical is the only Dota talent I've asked that has said yes to this question.
I've considered it.
Yeah? By
Yeah, but
considerate, you mean
not
like you
anytime
thought
soon.
about it and decided no, or you still leave the option open?
I'm leaving the option open. It's a
Okay.
distinct possibility, I would say, considering the way that my local government functions. Anyone can get voted in. It's like, I would say that they're not huge. I don't have a lot of respect to some of the people who voted for counselor in our area. Let's just say. One guy who just got voted out, there was literally a giant upvote thread in like the R Halifax subreddit because he's so trash.
Dude, we were watching Rob Ford clips in the Discord the other day.
Oh God.
Can you believe that was real?
No.
It almost looks like Mad TV SNL skit when you see clips of him talking. Remember the one where they accused him of doing something with some other woman, and he said, "No. I eat my wife's pussy. I got plenty of that. I got plenty of food at home." And then he just walks away or whatever. And it's just like, dog, you can't say shit like that. And like the best part is the press after he walks away, because they're all just like, "What did that? What? How do we?" Yeah. They're like stunned. They're like, "Can we air that? Do we have to like? Can we?" I think we just have to report that. Just, I love Canada, dude. Yeah. I've noticed that there are a lot of Canadians in my Discord, Trent. I think Sniff Central is like, I think we've got a heavy Dota Canadian demographic. I'm proud to say
they're a good bunch.
I'm proud to say that. All right, let's talk serious business, dude. We've got an update from Valve. We've got a Dota Summit that is doing some stuff with Valve. How you feeling? This has been an ongoing dialogue, not just here at our podcast, but across the board. Kyle's been writing blogs. He's been talking about it on the Suns Fan and Cinderin podcast. This was a big, juicy update we got, and I guess we can kind of go through it step by step because we did hit the nail on the head a little bit. They talked about MMR resets. They talked about guild updates that are now in the game, and there's a whole big section here about Valve communication. How meta, right? Valve communicating about their communication standards with us. So anyway, lot to digest. Gut reaction. How'd you feel?
Good. I'm trying to think of when that was.
October 15th, the day before me birthday. So 5 days ago.
Yes. Okay. I just wanted to get the full thing out. Continued cash to tournaments. I would love to just keep seeing more of that. I hope that is a long-term solution for like a lot of the next year, if not more. Obviously, that has questions, though, when it comes to the Battle Pass and everything in terms of like, okay, well, what are we making money for then? Like, at this TI, it makes sense. But what happens when we're back to like normal TIs and stuff? Will they still support more tournaments, or are we just going to bring back the DPC and that's fine? If that's the case, that's fine. We'll go back to this like full two-tiered system. A-okay. So let's just ensure that until that is back, this whole like, 16 teams every region, right?
Yeah.
We just keep giving money to tournaments and lots of money. This is a good start, but I want more moolah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess maybe let's tackle the small stuff.
Okay.
They finally put something on Dota Plus, and I think this has been much needed forever. And this was one of those, it made me happy, and it kind of irked me at the same time because in my mind, they're reacting because there's probably data indicating that like there's about to be a huge exodus drop off for Dota Plus. Or even I almost didn't buy the last year of mine, and I've kind of felt like I think this is the last year I'm going to renew it. It's just not giving me anything of value, and this is I'm just pissing money away.
I buy it literally just for the graph.
Yeah, I think that's honestly, that's about it. That's valuable. But now it's accessible to everyone. We all get to farm shards. There's going to be seasonal chests, so there's like more regular sets. And now basically if you have Dota Plus, you get to earn more shards from all the different rewards of like winning games and doing quests and shit. And you can't get past level 5 on any hero if you don't have the actual subscription. So pretty cool. I think this is a nice middle ground. It's not all behind the paywall. It's just partially paywalled. Does help with the value of Dota Plus. Still not great value, but whatever. They intertwined this with guilds, though. Now guilds are part of the game, and they have a weekly... Is it weekly or monthly? They have a weekly leaderboard that's broken down into quarters, like a bell curve percentile type thing. Bronze tier, silver, gold, and platinum. And yeah, depending on where your guild is, you get... shards per week, higher amounts and better perks like chat wheels and that kind of bullshit if your guild is high enough level. It's pretty neat. It sucks that it's like a weekly thing and that you don't progress beyond that. It does encourage you to play regularly, but it would be nice to have like a lifetime record kind of thing. I liked the level idea just as it's like a badge of your grinding, weekly resets, Trent. That's
yeah, that's a little too intense for my
that's intense
time to play Dota. But I mean, there was a time in my life where I was playing enough Dota where that would have been very appealing to me. I'm just not really in that time right now with 2 kids and whatnot.
Yeah, fair enough.
But before, Trent would have really liked that.
Yeah. So those are pretty straightforward. I wouldn't say too controversial. The ranked season stuff. So they found this middle ground type thing where they're spacing out calibrations, and now it's optional. You have a button that you can press to do your, quote, reset, which is really a recalibration. I think at this point we're all pretty confident it's just weighted games, kind of like 2x MMR. So if you win all 10, you'll jump up. If you lose all 10, you'll jump down. If you go 5-5, you probably won't change that much. Maybe they're a little more weighted with personal performance. If you overperform, it swings a little bit harder. I don't really get this. It just seems so pointless if it's just it's so.
Some people think that they're stuck in a bad spot and they just want to try hard for 10 games. They're going to get their MMR way up.
Yeah. So that's it. Like, so it's. I guess it's not bad. It just seems kind of silly, and it seems very. What's the word I'm looking for? Like topical. It's like it feels like a vanity thing, but it doesn't really like. In Heroes of New Earth, you used to be able to buy full count resets, like. You pay $20 and your account is wiped to 0. Like you literally just made it. You just start completely fresh. Because I don't know, that was just a thing that they sold. It was a monetization tool, and people did buy it. You want to have your in stats and KDA were like in the front center of your profile. So if you were a carry player and you wanted to have your 4+ KDA average over 100 games, and you get to game 50 and you're at 2.5, you say fuck it, I want to wipe it. I want fresh stats. And you would actually just start at like the new base MMR number. It was a full reset.
Wow.
So that, I mean, it is silly.
Wait, you literally pay to Smurf?
Yeah. Well, it pay to turn your account into a Smurf account until it levels out. Yeah.
Whoa.
So you don't have to make new accounts. It is weird, isn't it? Han was very much about the stats. So like Angry Testy, right? He would do this thing where he would want to get an account that's like 10+ KDA and see how many games he could average that. So if he would play like 4 games, go Lena mid, go like 15-1 or some shit. If he had a bad game where he would go 12-5, he'd say, all right, yeah, fucking ruined. Wipe it, $20, reset, and start over. And try to get that run of 100 games where he goes 10+ KDA or something. Because it's a badass vanity thing. If you can get an account with 100 games, it's got like 98% win rate where you're carrying every game. That's kind of cool. That's like a neat challenge. So there were definitely people that pumped quite a bit of money into MMR resets, for sure.
Well, I'm glad we don't have that.
Yeah. So anyway, that was a long-winded way to say I at least understand the value of that. Not that, obviously it's still a trap, but this just seems kind of like, could you guys shut the fuck up about MMR and seasons and resets? Like that, yeah. And I don't blame Valve, because I've heard people at Valve say one of the greatest illusions is this idea that going up an MMR means you're getting better at Dota. Like it probably means that you're spamming one hero, or you're doing some really cheesy shit, or you're kind of abusing the meta or whatever. It's just like MMR is not nearly as big of a deal as we think. As we act like it is. It is cool, but it's not the end-all be-all of Dota-ness. So I think, that's how I interpreted this, which is fine. I think that's cool. I think sometimes we have a little bit of an unhealthy obsession with MMR and rank and shit like that. You hear players talk, a lot of players hitting 11K MMR right now.
Yeah.
I think on the high end, it actually is cool and interesting. But, being like, you're only 4K is, okay, yes, you caught me.
And once one of them resets, they're all going to.
I'm curious what that looks like. If you're 11K and you hit reset and then you stomp those games, where do you end up? Do you go back to like 7 or something? I think at the high end, you're just straight up throwing MMR away by the thousands. You're lighting Benjamins on fire, dude. So, communication. The last big part. And I guess is the communication part where they talked about some of the prize pool stuff? I think so. They say recently we've been thinking about trying an overall development approach of spreading out updates during the year rather than only having most content and updates centered around the international. We are hoping a steady state of content will prove to be more engaging to users than previous approaches. I would absolutely agree with that. As I said on the last podcast, I think there's a huge degree where that just uncertainty drives people crazy and feeds this rumor mill that doesn't need to exist otherwise if you just keep people in constant communication. Like, you know that little trick that League of Legends status Twitter plays where it post status updates when the league servers are down, but as soon as the servers are back up, it deletes the tweets. So the Twitter account's always empty, but it's always super active and right there acknowledging yep, we know servers are down. You're really mad. You want to tweet at somebody? Here's the service account. Let them have it. And then they just delete it. So there's no record of it. And it creates that illusion of both sides where you look back and go, wow, I guess League of Legends isn't down that often. There's no negative status updates here. But in the moment, people feel like they're being listened to and that somebody's working on it. And it's they're on it. Okay, cool. You know, when you call the electricity company and they're like, yeah, we know. We sent somebody out already. That's a good feeling as a consumer. It's bullshit. It's all vanity. It doesn't mean anything, but it makes people feel good. And I think there's some psychological truth behind that. And I'd love to see Valve take some of that approach. So I think that sounds good. I'm in, buddy.
All right. I like it. Yeah, I like the idea of more spread out too. I think that's what we all want. We just want, I don't know, what was the golden age of being a Dota community member? Because we're not in it right now, right? Right now is not the fun time. I can think of the year of the year beast. I feel like there was a ton of. I feel like we had too many events. It was amazing.
Well,
as someone who just casually played Dota, those times were pretty incredible.
I think there was a good, let's say, 4 or 5 year stretch where the TI cadence was pretty good. Let's say there's that 3-year window when they first switched to this minor major system, when we did Captain's Draft.
Oh man,
right?
that was a good one. That and the year before too.
Exactly. That circuit was kind of peak because there was a lot of uncertainty. We all knew that they were trying something new. We were all taking a lot of risk on different events and trying to assess the system. But there was a reliability on TI and a predictability to the schedule and knowing, okay, those weeks right after TI are blackout, the 2 months before TI are kind of blackout. Maybe it's about a month and a half. Somebody's going to get busted taking too much risk trying to do the last event before TI. There's all these patterns that started to emerge that felt pretty predictable. And even though we knew Valve were likely to change things after TI, knowing that was the time of the year when the last one was wrapped up and now we'd start this new cadence for change, that helped with the uncertainty. You know, it was uncertainty within a predictable pattern. And this year, losing TI completely breaks up that pattern. And that, to me, that's what makes me get the willies a little bit of okay, we're still spending, but where's this going? What's the cadence now? How do we get the structure back to our league? And because that affects player trades, that affects caster schedules, that affects TOs being able to schedule things. It's the whole ecosystem is fucked by not having that schedule cadence.
It's also just the whole community outside of esports is also just in limbo right now. There were no new heroes. I mean, Valve, obviously that is answered here. They say end of November, which very excited about that.
Cool. Yeah.
But that was a shock. I really thought there would still be heroes. I'm not gonna lie. I thought we'd get one hero in August. I was very surprised we didn't get a hero. I thought almost for sure that would be something that Valve would instantly be okay, well, we can't have TI, but we can still release a hero in August. We won't do 2 because we're having meetings and issues. But I was kind of stunned we didn't get one. Frankly.
Me too. I thought that they would have more of a marketing plan in August to make up for the lack of TI. You know, we saw that tweet that was sort of this is when TI would be starting, sad face. And it's okay, yeah, cool. But maybe, why did we do, a special set release or a special thing or a little cinema? There's a lot of things that we could have done just to get people riled up and, quote, hit us in the feels beyond just tweeting some sort of, sad stuff about the current state of affairs in the world. That I don't think that really does much. Sort of I loved Pitmuckle's tweet about the anniversary of Dota, which was a weird one, right? Because it was the anniversary of the announcement, not really the anniversary of the release. But Dota had such a weird release that doesn't really feel like a key milestone either, the same way it does for normal box release games. But, that just like, man, this Dota anniversary party is fucking banging or popping or whatever. And it's just, yeah, Jesus. Like, how easy would it have been just to do a remote nostalgia stream where you get Pimp Knuckle to rig up some, remote Zoom style, get Sheever and Kyle and all, get Machine in there and get Day 9 in there and just do a little TI reunion thing. That's a feel-good, fluffy content. That would have been really easy, pretty cheap, and not a big commitment. And it would have distracted us from some of all the negativity floating around. It would have made us feel like, damn, at least they care about our feelings. Marketing fucking works, man. We're all saying, please market to us. Market me. And they won't. It's weird. It's like,
we throw enough money at them still, though. When we say, let us throw money at you, and they happily oblige. And then people still throw money. So,
yeah.
I don't know. They're still doing a lot of stuff right. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. And I say to people all the time, especially outsiders, like, the thing carrying Dota right now is the fact that it's still a fucking fantastic game. The actual gameplay itself, the hero design, the balance, all of it. The game itself is still, I would say, like a 9.5 out of 10 kind of game. And that
Dota is so good, man.
It's just a fun game to play. Yeah, Valve could give up completely tomorrow and we'd still have millions of people around the world queuing up Dota games. That's a cool thing. Frustrating,
Did you hear about
cool.
this, by the way? The Gaben's interview with I think it was like the Game Awards or something. Part of it was released saying that he's considered and in discussions of potentially moving the offices to New Zealand.
Dude, I did see that.
That's wild.
Glad you brought it up.
Scythe did, but thanks.
Well, dude,
I did see that though. It was linked to me by Archie.
I mean, my reaction to that.
Take me with you. That's your reaction.
Well, so I'm not terribly stunned because I think America is becoming a risk point in terms of political instability, and it's not just like which side of the aisle are you on. It's scary to do business in an environment where there's potential for it to swing extreme both ways. If Trump wins, he's going to keep slashing taxes and do all this stuff. If Biden wins, he's going to go the opposite way. Like, it's very extreme. And if every 4 years the policies flip one, capital gains goes up, then goes down, then goes up, then goes down, that adds a lot of uncertainty to your business environment that otherwise doesn't exist in other systems that are a little more stable, where they're a little more strategic beyond the 4-year cycle. So I think getting the fuck out of America for a corporation that has billions of dollars in assets could make some sense. And that doesn't mean you can't have a satellite office in America still, right? Because there are definitely people that wouldn't want to leave Bellevue, and that's fine. But shipping off the HQ, dude, I'm telling you, man, New Zealand's pretty fucking nice. I bet Gabe was there. Maybe Gabe went to ExileCon. He was just creeping in the back with a VIP ticket.
Yeah, he was disguised. He was cosplaying as something.
I wouldn't be surprised, man. Just hanging out with Grinding Gears, just like, it's pretty cool, man. You guys got it pretty good down here. I'm in, dude. And now, remember how I was saying I want to move to New Zealand, and I remember you telling me, like, dude, you're fucking crazy. You're going to get stuck on this island and go mad. Now, if Valve moves their headquarters, and I say, Trent, Moonduck NZ, we're incorporating, I'm packing up shop, and I'm immigrating, am I still crazy if Valve is there? Does that mean there's going to be a TI in New Zealand?
No, then you're a genius.
Yeah, okay. That's what I fucking thought, buddy. Yeah. Turns out old Zyori here was ahead of the curve, huh?
They can just come to Canada. That's okay.
That did surprise me. That although I think for Canada, it's not better for the ultra. I don't think you guys are great on billionaires. Canada it's great for normal folks, but you guys really hammer the ultra rich harder than America, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's good.
It's fair enough. But I don't think that makes you a prime target for like corporate relocation.
I don't think Valve wants to come hang here. Yeah, no, I don't think so. They're welcome though. Of course.
Now, Trent,
I love your tax dollars.
I wanted to ask you something specific. This is nuanced. Now, did you know there was a key trigger word for me in this long blog that Valve posted? Can you take it? It's a proper noun. I'll give you that hint. Can you take a guess at what?
Oh, it's Overwatch.
Ha! He sniped it. Look at that. In terms of toxicity, I quote, and game-ruining behaviors from players, we are working on a new Overwatch-style system similar in some ways to that of CSGO. We aren't ready to share more information about this yet, but we will as soon as we are able. We are hoping to get this in the game as soon as possible. Now,
can I stream that? Because that's content.
Well, what is the Overwatch-style system? For toxicity, actually.
Well, he means the Overwatch system from CSGO. He's not talking about Blizzard's Overwatch. Are you aware of this?
No, I thought they were talking about Overwatch.
No. So game. Overwatch in CSGO is
that's the name of their anti-cheat, the anti-back
That's the name of their like. I don't know how. It's not anti-cheat. It's basically like the idea of you're the human element, and now looks over this report. Okay, so you're overwatching this complaint of being like, oh, okay. There's an Overwatch on this match. They're claiming this guy is hacking. So then you go and you look at his perspective.
Whoa.
You look through and try and determine, is this guy using a name bot?
Trent, this is rocking my world. I actually thought they were talking about Blizzard Overwatch, and I was like, why the fuck would they name drop over? I was like, what is the Overwatch
they did capitalize it, to
system?
be fair, so I don't blame you.
Dude, so I knew that there was an anti-cheat thing in Counter-Strike, but I didn't know what it was called. I thought it was just like anti-vac or whatever. I didn't know it had a name called Overwatch. I feel like such a goon right now. So I'm looking at it on the CSGO blog, and
on the FAQ?
Yeah, the CSGO community can regulate itself by allowing qualified and experienced members of the community, investigators, to review reports of disruptive behavior, determine whether those reports are valid, and apply temporary bans if appropriate. Prospective Overwatch investigators are presented with an active Overwatch button in the main menu, which indicates that there's a pending case for them to evaluate. The investigators can then choose to participate by watching the replay and selecting a verdict. If the investigators collectively agree that an offense has occurred, a ban will be issued. So they're basically like crowdsourcing the moderation to people that are in generally good standing of the community to get consensus on whether or not people should be banned temporarily, whatever.
Guys, does anyone stream this in Overwatch or in CSGO? Can I stream this? Can we stream?
I want to be an investigator. That sounds awesome.
Can I be an Overwatch investigator?
You know Knoxville is going to be an investigator.
Everyone will be, man.
I mean, he's already an investigator, but...
People stream it? That's hilarious.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. That's great.
Wow. All right. Well, today I learned. Well, folks, here's another great example where you can live vicariously through my stupidity.
Doesn't it say through rank that you don't have to? Or I thought on this blog it says you don't have to actually be a high rank.
There are 4 distinct charges to be evaluated. Huh. That is pretty cool. So how... Oh, okay. I was saying, how do I become an investigator? How do they choose? The best approach is to play lots of matches in official competitive. We're slowly adding players to the pool and randomly pick them with consideration to their playtime and skill level. The goal is to invite as many skilled reviewers as possible. So they just have an internal algorithm that looks at your general behavior score, time played, and just tries to assess you're an upstanding citizen of the CSGO community. That is badass.
So gold's not... That sounded high. Gold number 3 sounded high. I've never played CSGO. Well, that's not true. I played like a tiny bit, but I don't know what.
I don't think that's very high, but I've never been gold. So
someone said it's not high, so I don't think it's very high.
I have not made it out of silver, nor do I have a desire to.
I don't want to play CSGO. I don't know. I haven't had the FPS itch in a
while. Love to play CSGO with you. I like to play it a couple times. I always play it around Christmas. I love playing CSGO at Christmas for some reason. It's a weird ritual that we have around here. Okay, well, so that's good. All right, trigger word dispelled then. My gosh, different Overwatch.
That's really funny that you thought they meant Overwatch. And were you worried that we were about to get like
it just
super hardcore or something?
It more just stood out to me as an anomaly, and yes, a little bit. I just didn't know what it meant. I was like, the Overwatch style system. I was like, does that mean we're gonna like issue fines to streamers that say bad words? Does that mean like we're gonna start like temp banning people that are toxic,
Great, dude.
What? That's such a weird. I felt like they were giving too much credit to what I didn't see as a unique system from Blizzard. You know, the Overwatch style system.
All right, I won't tell Valve about this, guys. No snitching on Zyori. Don't Overwatch.
Yeah, guys, come on.
He's gonna get in big trouble.
Come on. I'm gonna look goofy in front of all my friends that I'm trying to impress. They did ban a whole bunch of Smurf accounts as well. Cool. I don't know. Is 14,000 a lot? That's one of those things you see that number of like, hey, we banned 14,000 Smurf accounts. And at first you want to go, all right,
a lot.
Thanks. But then you go, wait a second. There's how many unique millions? What was it 7, 10, 7.6? And you're like,
well, according to most things on Reddit, I would say that they've played all 14,000 of those first before.
yeah. So, but overall, buddy, give me we're overdue for a hot take here, Trent. Ever since that Bulldog episode, which is still racking up the views on YouTube, by the way. Thank you for that.
Oh, thanks for letting me know.
Jenkins,
so happy about that.
Jenkins gave me a lesson on how to make better thumbnails and titles for YouTube, and it's a lot of fun. He said the key is you got to make a clickbaity thumbnail, but have good content to back it up, and that's what makes it not clickbait. You know, they come for the thumbnail, but they stay for the content. We're overdue for a hot take here, Trent. Yeah, exactly. YouTube's hungry for a Trent Pax hot take. So
I'm good, thanks.
Okay. You're still trying to work a TI? Is that what you're saying? You're still living that dream?
Oh, yeah.
Work another TI? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, do you agree with Kyle? Do you think Kyle's digging it too deep? Did you listen to that clip at least?
No,
or
I
any of
didn't
the Suns
listen to
fan
the
podcast? Oh,
no.
Okay. He's all right. Well, you know Kyle's take in general, though. It's very much in line with what you would think from his blog and his general take on this. Hey, you're giving some money to prizes for these tournaments like the Summit and that South American tournament and probably some others. Cool, sort of thanks. This is carrying us through maybe till DPC comes back. But overall, this is a Band-Aid. What we need is a fundamental fix on like the foundation, systemic level of Dota. Just kind of throwing some money at us, throwing $500,000 at us after we just raised all those millions is as Band-Aid as it gets. And maybe I hope I'm not paraphrasing Kyle poorly, but I think that's the gist of what I got from what he was saying. That I don't want to sound ungrateful at getting some extra money now. That is nice, but this is not the fix that we're hoping for. We need to keep pushing for, a system. I want the fishing rod. You gave me one fish. I want the goddamn rod. Perfect analogy. He's thinking about the hot take here.
I don't really have one. I mean, of course, I want more support for the scene. It's really hard to give an honest and good judgment right now because they had a pretty good idea that looked like it was going to be a pretty nice solution, and then everything went to shit.
All right, let me ask you a more specific...
Because they were about to support the top 16 teams in garbage regions, all right?
Yeah.
I think that's too much. If you want a hot take.
That is a hot take.
That's insane. That's good in some regions, but to flatten that, I think that's an amazing, and that's fucking charitable. And then they actually had that happening, and then it got destroyed because of the pandemic. You know what I mean? Like, So I have a hard time judging a lot. Like, I agree they can be doing more right now, but they had a good concept that just got destroyed.
Right.
I kind of am still waiting for that one to play out. But
that is
keep
fair.
throwing more money at tournaments.
But let me ask you a more specific question. For you personally, what is the point at which you give up on Dota professionally? Is there a point where
as
either
a player or a caster?
Well, I guess either, but I meant more as a caster. Either focus your efforts on some other sort of esport or gaming related thing. It could even be your own stream or whatever, or just something else entirely. Or you just say, you know what? Fuck it. I've done my stuff in esports. My wife's working full time. I'm going to go full-time dad for a couple years and see how that plays out or whatever. Like, at what point does that opportunity cost of being Daddy Trent to 3 kids outweigh mucking around in the Dota space? Does that ever happen for you, or are you like OD Pixel is ride or die with Dota? He said multiple times, "Fuck esports. I don't care about esports. I care about Dota. I am a Dota guy through and through. That is me and my jam." Are you like on the Owen side, or
yeah,
are you
I'm more on the Owen side?
Okay.
I would not be like jumping to another esport necessarily. I mean, I do enjoy a lot of esports though. Well, maybe not a lot. I really enjoy like Smash, and I like casually watching a lot of stuff.
I mean, yeah. At what point would you seriously try to build up a commentary talent career in Smash?
We're spoiled because we know the money in Dota, and I don't know if you guys ever checked the money in other commentators, but we have it pretty fucking cushy.
I heard CS:GO has it way better than us, though.
Okay, that's true. CS:GO, of course, yes. I like CS:GO and League, but once you're outside of those other two esports, that's kind of it for making money as a commentator. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you want to make money as like a Rocket League commentator, maybe I'm incorrect, but I think you need to like travel. You need to be on like the Twitch Rivals stuff. You need to be, and I don't even think they're making that much money.
I think it's less consistent. Yeah.
You know, like maybe Rocket League's actually a pretty good one because they're actually getting decent money right now too. But like Smash commentators don't make any money.
I see. So what about like full-time dad though? You know, at what point? Because I mean, it is a time sink to keep up with for you to. I think you probably have better balance than a lot of folks doing full-time Dota talent work. But you know, have you ever thought about that? Like, at what point does it just feel not worth it, and you can focus on other shit? I mean, I'm just using family as an example. I don't know what else Trent Pax wants to get into. Maybe you get into carpentry and start selling premium tables to millennials. I don't know, man. I'm not here to judge.
I don't know. I guess when it stops being fun, when it stops being
what a safe answer.
Fun and profitable. It's fun and profitable right now. It's a good job. Makes me good money. I'm good at it. I like it.
Yeah.
So I don't. I mean, if I had to travel nonstop, that would be a.
That'd be a showstopper.
Yeah, that would cut me out. Like if it was like, oh, you're gonna be on the road for like 200 days a year. Like before, I could choose to do that if I wanted to.
Wasn't that gonna come back though? Like a year from now, aren't you gonna have to make, or let's say 2 years from now, aren't you gonna have to make those decisions? Like, do I go cast a super major for 2 weeks and miss Cliffy's ballet recital? You know, like, doesn't that opportunity cost to get higher for you as your kids become
100%.
like more people and you want to do shit with them and not miss like key moments?
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. And that will be happening.
I mean, I talked to Slacks about that a little bit with his baby on the way, right?
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to handle this 50% of your life on the road thing? You can't just fuck off for 5 weeks if you got an infant at home, you know? And it's so I think that's part of why he's been full-time streamer, right? Because you can do that shit from home. You don't have to get on an airplane. So that's sort of where, not that Slacks is like giving up on Dota or anything, but it is interesting as we all get older, dude. Hope he doesn't mind me saying this. I was chatting with LD the other day, and I was just talking to him about, like, I don't know, like, events are weird. Like, looking at MOONDUCK, I feel like we used events as a platform to do creative content and custom activations for sponsors. That's really what we want to do. The actual running of the event is just sort of an annoyance that we have to do to be able to do the fun stuff. You know what I mean? Running events themselves is... it's a tough business. It's a serious grind. It's high stress. It's high risk.
So much stress.
I kind of just want to make content and not have to do events. You know what I mean? I think there's a world where that future could be really cool, and that's really hard at this current time when there's less stuff going on. And we can't get people together to shoot content. Most of the content happens at fucking events when everybody's together.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to make definitive answers about anything right now. And life, right? In COVID times.
Yeah.
I don't know. My wife asked me that stuff before too, where it's just like, do you want it? Like, how long do you think you'll like do esports and Dota stuff? I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know. I didn't know when I started. I didn't know if I was ever going to start. I don't really know when it's going to stop.
Well, even as like an extension of that, I think you mentioned this before. Like, your wife has switched careers already in the time that you guys have been together. So it does pose a good question of like, people get tired of shit, or you think you're going to like something and you don't, or it doesn't work out. And maybe we're just lucky that, as you said, it's pretty rare when you're getting paid to do something that's genuinely fun. It's a grind at times, but it's mostly fun.
Of course it is.
And that's pretty cool. Not everybody gets that same like high from going to work.
I mean, that's why I encouraged her to switch her career. She was a engineer, fucking rocket shipping her way through her company to the very top, but she wasn't very happy doing it. Like, I don't really want the work phone. I don't want to be on call 24/7. Like, she was getting more and more responsibilities and more good things with that, but she wasn't happy. And I was like, well, I'll tell you one thing that I love, being happy about my job. Mm-hmm. And so she switched careers.
Well,
for a lower paying job with more time with our family. That's what she wanted to do.
Yeah. You're buying happiness, though, man. That's the currency.
Yeah, it's true.
That's the real currency.
Yeah, it's very true.
All right, I'm still trying to get a hot take out of you. I might have asked you this before. Do you think Suns fan has fucked up by committing to Valorant? As Powder says, you can always go to Valorant.
What are you trying?
Do you straight up? Do you think Sunsy has fucked
first
himself?
Of all, why am I the one who's supposed to give a hot take? I don't give good hot takes.
Oh, sure you do. You're just being bashful. You're a great hot take giver. You just got to get angry about something. You just have to care, man.
The last time all I did was list quotes that someone actually did, and it became a hot take. What, Valorant? Did he go on Valorant? Every time I see him streaming Dota now, too.
I see him do 50-50. You just don't notice the Valorant streams because he's got 20 viewers instead of 200.
I still haven't played Valorant.
It's okay. Every time I play it, I honestly just feel like I want to go play Counter-Strike now. It feels like a shittier Counter-Strike. It's not a bad game, but it does feel like a lesser version of CSGO. And that's coming from someone who's not even that good at CSGO. I don't know why you'd want to take parts from an inferior game like Overwatch and then combine it with an awesome game like Counter-Strike and pretend like you made something new. It's a very weird niche to me. It would be cool to see where Valorant goes. I don't know. I'll tell you what, though, Trent. The Zyori +1 last week with the Overwatch League caster, man.
Oh, yeah.
It was a pretty good podcast, and we talked about some shit. It was good. It's just interesting how little our audience cares about Overwatch League. I mean, predictable, but really that did not get a lot of clicks. Nobody gives a shit. Everyone's just like, yeah, I know it's dead. That's cool. You can bring on one of the corpses if you want and poke him with a stick. I'll maybe watch part of it, but people, it's like just not hype. It's like it's.
Did they just have their grand finals? Are they done?
They just finished season 3. Yes, so it was a good time. They're starting their off season.
Hey, I saw Hearthstone was streaming on Twitch again. What's up with that? I saw Play Hearthstone went live. I noticed.
I have no idea. I did not notice that. There's no way. It can't be. That was not long enough.
Well, I saw Play Hearthstone was live on Twitch, and I was very confused.
Huh. That is weird.
I'm going to go to it now and see the VOD.
I got a hot take for you, Trent.
Hit me.
Posted that
2 days ago, 3 days ago, 4 days ago.
And that's official. That's official Blizzard, yeah?
EMEA, isn't it? EMEA Play Hearthstone? Oh, maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe it's some third-party shit. Because I think that deal was for official, like, Blizzard Hearthstone. But I don't think you can enforce, like, if we wanted to do a Blizzard...
Yeah, no, it's the official Hearthstone.
Oh.
The playhearthstone.com.
I guess I don't know then. I truly don't know. That is weird. I got a hot take for you, though. I posted that dress picture on social media last week, and my parents didn't like it.
Oh.
How's that feel? How do you like those feels? That's a hot take for you. I don't even know what to do with that information. Just like, wow, I thought that was a layup, and sometimes you throw it over the backboard.
Oh, that's surprising. Who cares? I mean,
well, it's not that I care. It was more of just like that's
no. I mean, like, why do they care? Like,
I don't know that they do. I don't. It's more one. It might just be one of those like I don't know what to do with this, so I'm just gonna, I don't know. I'm asking you. I'm thinking out loud. Sheaver liked it on Instagram though, so that kind of made up for it.
Oh, you mean they literally didn't click the like button?
Yes, they literally didn't engage with my picture. You thought I meant just like regular like they texted me and said,
called you
I don't like this.
Son,
no.
Get this off the internet.
No, they
now.
just didn't say anything.
What are you doing?
No, I went full millennial. I mean literally the engagement, Trent. My grandmother
liked
liked
it.
They
literally like everything you ever put on?
Sometimes. My grandmother commented, everyone needs to have their little black dress with 3 exclamation points. So that was
your grandmother sounds awesome.
Yeah, that really made me feel good. That was a good.
That's some good grandmaing right there.
It's nice to see people from a generation that you don't expect to appreciate that surprise you a little bit. You know what I mean? That's cool, man. That's a nice thing. Oh shit.
All right, well, I'm sorry they didn't
I mean, your parents engage with my social media.
That's
see
true.
your parents like your parents probably liked my well, maybe. I'm not sure.
Probably did. Yeah, my mom's all about the social media.
So what does that say? I need to emigrate, man.
I got nothing for you, bud.
All right. Well, I think I'm going to play some Dota today, buddy. I don't have too much on the docket. I think I'm going to torture myself.
I'm sorry I couldn't give you a hot take. I'm just not feeling particularly sassy today.
All right. No, that's fine. That's fine. I just, I'm really slaying.
I went on quite the rant. Someone in my chat who was asking a lot of random questions just said, "Would you ever vote for Trump?" And I was just like, "What?" Sometimes I want to ask. Someone can even ask me. I'm like, "Have you ever seen me ever? You really like?" I don't know. Maybe I'm just in a bubble of being outside of America, but I literally don't understand how anyone can. Is that hot take enough yet, guys? I think that's like 70% of your population. I hope this time.
That's like a hot take in certain parts of America, but I don't think for the audience of this podcast.
Heard Texas is polling Biden right now by a few points.
Dude, I think like no matter how you feel about Trump's general politics, this whole like him getting COVID thing is not good in general. He's just overall.
Oh, it's very bad for your nation's health.
And well, I don't know. It seems so weirdly rehearsed. Just like, it's not a big deal. I had it. I got over it. Like, this isn't the hill we want to die on.
I had the best drugs in the country.
Yeah, it's like everybody can see through that, man. You're just digging your own, like dodging on the debates. He'd made fun of Biden forever, saying that Biden was old and was going to find a way to get out of the debates, and then he gets out of the second debate. It refuses to do the Zoom one because nobody wants to be in the same room with him. It's like, you can't. I have actually checked out from it. I got my ballot in the mail. I'm going to go drop it off in the box. And that's it. I know I'm going to do my part, Trent. I have kind of turned off the TV. I've got no interest in watching the future debates. I watched the VP one. A bug landed on Mike Pence's head. Everybody lost their shit. I just saved you 2 hours of your life, buddy.
Thank you. Yes.
Not worth. The VP debates are always a joke, I guess. But
dude, I thought she did pretty well from the parts I saw. I watched like 20 minutes of it.
She did fine. It's not even about the candidates. What I hate about it is that the moderators have no power to do anything. It really bugged me that Pence just kept talking over the moderator, and the moderator just kept thanking him. Thank you, Mr. Vice President. It's just like, dude, fucking unplug his cord. Like, just say, like, dude, you gotta, like, I get that you don't want to be like rude to the fucking vice president or the president, but the whole thing devolves when they don't respect the time. I think they need a chess clock where, like, when you hit the button, like, only one mic can be active at a time. So the clock is ticking and it's done.
That's what it is for the next one. That has been announced. I saw that this morning.
Wait, they're doing that? They're doing a chess clock?
They're going to have a mute on the next debate.
All right, I am going to watch it, dude. I'm definitely going to watch it.
Dude, he's going to be screaming over it. You know that,
right? My God, I can't wait. That's so awesome. That's incredible. I totally, man, maybe you should read the news. Some of those updates are worth getting. Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll do it. I think he'll do it. I think he'll just keep yelling. I literally think he's just going to keep yelling.
They'll have that'll be some dope content afterwards. They get a mouth reader to like get you the captions of what he's saying when he's muted. Oh God. Oh, what a shit show, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's really smoky today. I'm in the basement and I can smell the smoky air. This is nuts, dude. The whole world's on
you guys
fire.
have fires going on.
Yeah, pretty nice. Did you see the footage that Mott tweeted that our roommate shot? He was driving by right as they started, and it's like, yeah, it's a good 10, 15 miles away from where we live, so you can see it on the mountain ridge, but it's a pretty safe distance. But yeah, it's
freaky though. I don't want to be able to see a fire.
Yeah, it's a lot of smoke.
There was one near our cottage this summer. That was pretty scary. It was very close. It was like just like a kilometer away or something.
Well,
a disaster, dude.
It did get me thinking about like, okay, if we got the evacuation order, what would I grab? And it actually made me feel good to look around and realize, like, I don't really care about most of my things that much. Like, I grabbed my box with my passport and like all those documents in it, and my wallet.
You have a fire safe for that?
Huh?
You have a fire safe?
I do not actually. My dad does. He told me to get one 5 years ago, and I never did. I have
get one.
I have a
super
shoebox.
Cheap.
Yeah.
They're not even expensive, like $100.
That's smart.
Yeah, that's not super cheap, but they're great.
Well, that's considering what it does. That's a pretty good
exactly.
deal.
The headache that it can save you. Very worth.
So, what do you got coming up, Trent? You casting any Dota? You doing anything?
Can't travel. Because of the bubble, the Atlantic bubble. Shout out to the Atlantic bubble.
Are you stoked about the Dota Summit coming up?
Yeah, maybe I'll make some content around that or something. Some like
Yeah, you gonna be a community streamer? You gonna follow the guidelines?
I kind of like doing the replays, honestly, because you can just do them super fast.
Yeah, it's true.
I like being able to fast forward through parts of the game and then really break down team fights. I'm enjoying that a lot. Here's a thought. I'll run something by you live for the first time on the podcast.
Okay.
What if I just called up ESL and I said, "Hey ESL, you and I, we're tight, man. You know me. You know me and my branding. What do you guys think about me doing a community stream at 5 minutes delay with all your ads, running all your videos, doing it the way that your mainstream does, but it's just me talking to chat the whole time?" What do you think? What do you think they'd say about that?
So this would be like an alternative to studio coverage, or like
I want to be a community streamer, but I want to make my own rules. But you can trust me because, I've worked with you before.
You want to pitch them like a compromise of like, hey, guys, I know these are your rules, but I have this.
Let me change the rules for you. What if I do run ads, but I want less time delayed?
Yes, I think you could definitely pitch that. I think we know enough people at ESL that you could run that up the ladder and see what they think.
I feel like that could be doable.
I mean, I think that is very much in line with that same argument I made for Dota Pit when people were really mad about their rules being hypocritical of, well, how come you can curse on the main broadcast, but the rule is no cursing for community streamers? And it's like, because they trust my judgment because they know me as hired talent. The general rule for Joe Schmo streamer, they don't want to get in the weeds with like, okay, you can say fuck, but you can't say shit. But it's like, then what? The guy says fuck 50 times, and they're not in the business of trying to police casters that they don't know or trust, so it's easier just to make it the blanket statement, yeah, just fucking keep it clean. If you can't keep it clean, then do something else. It doesn't mean that they're not open-minded to some middle ground if you could present it in a way. So
yeah, I feel like that might be a good call, though, for future tournaments.
Do it, dude. I think, that's I think that's a great idea.
Now, how do you get delay, though, and still interact with chat? I mean, the best way to do it, I guess, is you have to be... How would you do it? I guess, unfortunately, there's no way to do that, is there? Unless they leave the 5-minute delay in Dota TV.
Couldn't you just do it manually and start watching the game 5 minutes after? Like, game pops up in Dota TV, you have no delay on the stream, you set a timer physically that says, okay, 5 minutes is counting down. At the end of that 5 minutes, then you turn on the game. So you're live, but you're still 5 minutes behind the game that's happening on their stream. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I think that would work. It's weird and manual, but yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that would work. You don't have to use the a built-in delay. You could just do
we'll see. Something to think about. Maybe not for tournaments right now, but let's just say that the future of streaming stuff from home is obviously pretty open for me.
I still want to do this old school casting thing, though. I still think that is like layup content.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Everyone's been messaging me about that. Sorry, it's still kind of delayed.
I'll make you some YouTube thumbnails for it, bro. This is going to be some dank YouTube content.
Dude, I don't want to edit. If you'll edit, we can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
If I'll edit it, can I have it on my YouTube? You can have it on Twitch. I'll take it on YouTube. It's a good
we can just both do everything.
All right, I'm in. Yeah, we'll both do everything. Yeah. Go team. Okay. Well, you let me know, buddy, because I'm stoked about it, too. You really hyped it up. You got everybody, you teased us for a good idea, so.
It is a good idea. All right. Maybe I got some time right now.
This is like Midas Mode 2, dude. We hyped it up, and then for 2 years, we had to listen to everybody like, Midas Mode 2 when? When? That's what you're doing, bud. You did it to yourself again.
Well, I needed something to just keep delaying TI, and I'm good, so it's fine.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, gang. Well, you know where to find it. Moonduck TV YouTube. Zyori +1 coming up next week. I think we're going to try to do a Dota-focused episode, looking to get a Dota guest on. So we'll see what happens there next Tuesday. Content Tuesdays continue. That's it for this episode. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.